Please don't forget subscribe to the channel and hit the bell to get notified of new daily videos.
My name is Travis Green, and I'm losing myself. Not in the metaphorical sense that people throw around after a bad breakup or a quarter-life crisis. No, I mean it literally. I'm fatting, piece by piece, and someone, or something, is wearing my skin when I'm not looking. It started subtly a few weeks ago. I live in my grandparents' old house, a sturdy, slightly isolated place on the edge of a small town. It's got character, sure, but it also has quirks. I'm a creature of habit, thrive on routine, so any deviation stands out like a sore thumb. The first thing was the tea. I hate chamomile, always have. Yet there it was, a brand new box, tucked neatly between my Earl Grey and my herbal mint. I chalked it up to a grocery store error, or maybe a moment of absent-mindedness. We all have those, right? Then came the tools. My workbench in the garage is my sanctuary. Every wrench, every screwdriver has its place. One morning, I went out to fix a loose hinge, and my set of Allen wrenches, usually meticulously organized, were in the wrong slot. Not wildly out of place, just inverted. It was like someone had put them back, but with a slight, almost imperceptible lack of familiarity. I dismissed it as my own sloppiness. But the discrepancies escalated. I'd wake up and find dishes in the sink, already washed and stacked, when I knew for a fact I'd left them unwashed the night before. Or a window I'd sworn I'd locked would be slightly ajar, letting in the cool morning air. I started feeling stretched. Not physically, but mentally, like my memory was a rubber band, pulled taut and thin. Headaches became a constant companion, a dull throb behind my eyes that no amount of ibuprofen could touch. The real dread began when Madeline Toth texted me. Madeline is an old college friend I hadn't spoken to in months. Her message read, "Hey, thanks again for the chat last night, Travis. Was good catching up. Still can't believe you're thinking of getting that old piano fixed." My blood ran cold. I hadn't spoken to Madeline in months. I certainly hadn't discussed getting a piano, let alone my old, broken-down upright, fixed. I typed back, asking what she was talking about. She sent screenshots of our conversation from the previous evening. My phone, my number, my name. The texts were perfectly coherent, detailed conversations about my non-existent plans for the piano, my imaginary new interest in obscure jazz, and even a weird, offhand comment about replacing the old porch swing. But I didn't remember any of it. My fingers felt like ice, even though the room was warm. I began to feel a deeper, more insidious fear. It wasn't just forgetfulness. It was a blank slate. An entire evening, gone, replaced by a ghost of a conversation that someone else had conducted under my identity. That night, I tried to stay awake. I drank coffee until my hands trembled, listened to loud music paced. But the headaches intensified, a relentless pressure building behind my eyes, making the world swim. My limbs started to feel heavy, sluggish, like they were made of clay. Around 3 a.m., I felt an overpowering lethargy wash over me, a physical drag I couldn't fight. It was like being pulled underwater. I remember a faint, high-pitched chime, like a distant wind chime, and then nothing. I woke up slumped on my desk, my head throbbing, the smell of burnt toast heavy in the air. My phone, which I'd left on the kitchen counter, was now sitting next to me. On its screen was a shopping list I'd apparently made. 1 pound organic lentils, artisanal cheese selection, obscure French graphic novel, new gardening gloves, industrial strength drain cleaner. I stared at it, bewildered. Lentils, I despise lentils. And industrial drain cleaner, what was I planning? My hands, though, they felt different. A dull, pulling ache deep in my wrists and ankles had settled in. I lifted my left hand and rotated it. The skin felt subtly wrong. Not numb, but as if it wasn't quite mine. Like a glove that fits almost perfectly, but not quite. I pinched my forearm, and the sensation was muted, slightly delayed, like an echo. Panic began to set in. I grabbed my car keys, intending to just leave. Drive somewhere, anywhere, to clear my head, to feel real again. But as my fingers closed around the cold metal, a sharp, white-hot pain shot through my entire arm, from my fingertips right up to my shoulder. It felt like every nerve ending was being singed. I yelped, dropping the keys, my arm jerking back as if shocked. I tried again, slower. The moment my hand neared the keys, the pain returned, a searing, immobilizing agony that made me gasp. It wasn't just pain, it was a physical refusal. my body was denying me. I stumbled back, heart hammering against my ribs. It hit me then. This wasn't some intruder. This wasn't forgetfulness. This was me, or something wearing me. I retreated to the living room, trying to make sense of it. I looked at my reflection in the dark television screen. My face stared back, pale, eyes wide with fear. But for a split second before I blinked, I swore the eyes held a peculiar, unsettling stillness, a depth that wasn't mine. I tried to call Madeline, but my fingers, now trembling with a fresh wave of that deep, joint-aching pain, refused to cooperate. They spasmed, hitting wrong numbers, dropping the phone. It was like I was fighting my own limbs. I paced, desperate, feeling the walls of the house closing in. Every sound, every creak made me jump. I found a new, ornate brass key on my bedside table, one I'd never seen before that fit none of my locks. Another trace. Another fragment of the other me. Now it's late again. The sun is starting to set. The pain in my joints has intensified, a constant, low thrum. I keep catching glimpses of myself in mirrors, and the face staring back feels less and less familiar. The chime sound, a distorted, almost musical clinking, has started to come more frequently, soft and spectral like a signal. I can feel the overwhelming exhaustion creeping in like concrete in my veins. My eyes are heavy, my thoughts sluggish. It's happening again. I'm being dragged under. I'm writing this on my laptop, the only thing it hasn't fought me on. I don't know who or what wakes up in my body tomorrow. I just hope some part of me is still here.
If you enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button to like it. And please do subscribe to support the channel.